mine is the red avatar, and the AI is playing the orange. And to this board, we bring a deck of cards, and every round we shuffle those cards and deal 5 cards too. Now, there's 2 kinds of cards. There's minion summon cards, which will bring minions to the board, and modifier cards, which modify minions on the board. The unit of currency you're using to play cards is called mana. You can see here in the lower right your current mana, and every card has a discard value and a play cost. So as I click on Advanced Lance, it's got a discard of +3. You can see I get +3 for discarding that. I click on Reinforcements, gives me an extra 2, and that gives me enough to play my Knights. Now it happens that's all I can do this round. So it's round-based play. Every round, all the players are playing their cards at the same time. And once all of the players have committed their plays, we begin the action phase and we bring all the minions to the board. Once a minion is on the board, though, it's completely autonomous. So I'm not having to tell my knight where to go. AI is not telling his archer or his kobolds where to go. Each minion has its own special attack and unique abilities that it knows how to take advantage of. So the knight here, his special ability is a trample attack. Every time he kills a minion, he gets to overtake their tile and get a shot at the next guy in line. So even though the minions are autonomous, we actually display to you a lot of information that'll give you an idea of where they're going to go and what they're going to do. So you can see around in the upper left, we have all of the minions' stats. We have attack, range, defense, movement, and health going clockwise. We display to you that he's got a bonus. This is a location synergy bonus just for being on the green plains tiles. He gets a bonus for just for being on that tile, and he knows about that bonus. And we display that to you with the tactics here in the upper left. So the knight he's got his trample attack. So his tactics actually say, find the longest line of enemies, find the weakest endpoint on that line, so you have a higher chance of killing the minion and getting the trample attack, and then position yourself where you get the most bonuses just for being tiled. So there's an attack bonus for attacking from a higher tile, and a defense bonus for defending from a higher tile, and then it knows about all of these things. So the minions actually know about all of these synergies, about their different attacks, and take advantage of them automatically. So the way you interact with minions on the board is by playing modifier cards. We have some of them that are simple, like extra life cards, which are just stat bonuses. We have some of them that are Fearless, like here, Fearless Warrior is actually one of our most interesting cards in the game. And to talk about it, I'll have to talk a little bit about the Footman. He's kind of a standard melee guy, just run up to somebody and hit him, but he's got a counterattack, so anytime anybody attacks him and misses, he gets an immediate counterattack. So Fearless Warrior, what that does is every time it gives the Footman a defense bonus and changes his tactics. So actually here we're going to get to see the trample in action. He attacked, killed, overtook the tile, and got a shot at the next guy who he also got that shot. So the Fearless Warrior, back to Fearless Warrior, he gets a...
So does each side go? Is it like each side takes...
It's
and then
round
it's... okay. And the AI decides which things to move first? And
yes, well, the minions move in the order that you summon them.
Oh, okay.
So here you can actually see for my minions exactly the order that they're going to go.
Oh, okay.
And you can also, for the enemy minions, you can see in the lower left here, that number is the move order. So you can tell with this archer, she's number 4, she's going to go after my knight, but before my footman.
So there's some strategy and like when to bring things out and like...
Exactly, and kind of figuring, we're actually, we have some cards that, for example, will replace a minion, will upgrade a footman to a knight, and that actually maintains his order in the queue, so that there's kind of no penalty for saying, bringing him to the end of the move queue. So the idea with the Fearless Warrior card is that he gets extra defense and changes his tactics. So this is actually how you're interacting with him. You're changing his tactics to surround himself with as many enemies as possible. The idea being that the enemies, because there's more of them around him, they'll attack the footman, they'll miss because he's got a higher defense, and then he'll get a whole bunch more counterattacks. So this is how you kind of interact with the minions, work with them, and operate the game. So the moment-to-moment gameplay is really about kind of choosing what minions, what to do based on how much mana you have, how much, what cards you have in your hand, what the situation is on the board, how much health you have, and then kind of figuring it out, and kind of, but there's also a little bit of a poker element because the other players are playing cards as well. So you might buff your guy, and at the same time the enemy's frozen him in place, so he actually misses his turn, and so you've actually lost that. So there's a little bit of that really cool back and forth combination. And one of the things that you're seeing here, we talked about the round robin. This is our tutorial map. It's really small, but it's designed to help teach the game. We kind of slow things down on purpose. You can imagine on a map like that over there, thousands of tiles, 6 players going, we get hundreds of minions on the board. That would take forever if every single minion moved one at a time. This guy moves, that guy moves. So what we have is technology, which we call concurrent minion actions, which what it does is, if anything can happen at the same time, we make it so it does happen at the same time. So here we have a very large map, 6 players, and
so if there's no conflicts, then you can just say everything is going to fire off at the same amount of time.
Well, you can see it in action here. But we got a really short time. So all the minions here across the entire board are moving. Now, if you imagine the physical manifestation of this, hero escape or hero click, something like that, first of all, it would take you hours just to set up the board. And then it would take, because I have a 10-second time. I'm going to restart this because we have a timer on the board. Yeah, so I'm going to just increase the timer so I can talk about it while I'm showing you without having to worry about doing it every time. So it keeps the matches more visually interesting. It keeps them fun. It keeps it just keeps the game going. And this round, we've got 6 minions over here, a couple over there. We're going to have at least a dozen minions on the board. If you imagine the physical manifestation of this, it would take 20 minutes just to do that first round. And here, it's happening in 20, 30 seconds while I'm talking about it. And so we can get these giant matches, thousands of tiles, hundreds of minions, and the whole thing will take 15 minutes, maybe 20 tops.
Oh, so it's a pretty quick game.
Yeah, it's really
What's the object of the game?
The object of the game is to kill all of your enemies by killing their minions.
Okay.
Every time one of your minions dies, you lose life equal to that minion's starting health. So, for example, my sorceress here just has 1 health. She starts with 1 health. If she dies, I will lose 1 health.
Okay.
But the knight starts with 2 health, and so if he dies, then the red player.
So the more powerful characters, if they die, you're in more trouble.
But there's also they tend to be more powerful because they have more life.
Okay.
So every minion has unique kind of way of operating. The sorceress. This deck is built around the sorceress that I'm using right now. She's kind of a glass cannon. She has a really high attack, fairly low defense, only 1 life. So she's going to die very quickly. But at the same time, then there's a whole bunch of modifier cards. Like this one, I've given her Glacial Shield, which gives her 1-time infinite defense. So like she gets to absorb 1 shot for free.
Gotcha. How do you guys develop your AI? Like, you just give them a bunch of tactics and then they choose like what's their best kind of move?
There's kind of 2 layers to the AIs. There's the layer of what cards should I play, and being able to look at the board and actually figure out how much mana you have and play cards based on that. And then there's the individual minion AI, which I have to choose a target for that. And there's the individual minion AIs, which is actually completely based on these tactics. So like here, the sorceress, because her splash attack can attack friendlies, she's got a very long list of tactics.
Okay.
And so we basically look through the tactics, or we kind of figure out how we want that minion to move. And we have a very expressive language for designing these tactics that lets us say this minion acts very differently from that one, and it's going to do different kinds of things to best take advantage of its own attacks, defenses, and special abilities.
So are you guys planning like player versus player type games?
Absolutely. The current build is single player versus AIs, but multiplayer is absolutely a critical, important part of this thing. It's going to be coming online in the next few months.
Okay.
And
are you guys through Steam?
Not yet,
okay.
But we will be.
Okay.
We're going to be at PAX. We're hoping to catch the eye of somebody from Valve there.
Yeah. I might be able to write an email. I don't know. I'll write some emails to some friends.
I would love that.
To check it out. Cool.
So yeah, we have, and so the moment-to-moment gameplay is like based on coming up with playing this stuff, and then the tactics or the more strategic play comes from what am I actually going to put into my deck.
Yeah. So
design.
Can you show the deck builder?
Absolutely. This is something that's going to be coming new in the June build.
Okay.
This is our offline deck builder, so we're going to actually eventually be storing all this stuff in the cloud.
Okay.
But we want to get it in people's hands so they can start playing with it. We have just up here, we have a list of all of the cards in the game, and there's a very large collection of, right now it's about 100 cards. We're going to be shipping with 150 or more. And so you can just, it's point and click, just say I want these cards. I'm picking random cards here, but you can point and click and just pick which cards you want from your vault. And oh, I have too many of those. You can filter the cards here. You can say I only want to see fantasy cards, and I only want to see fantasy summon cards. And so that filters down the list. It makes it very easy to find these cards that you're interested in. You can then just save this deck and immediately go into the game and start playing it. The other thing that we actually ship with right now is a level editor.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
It's really easy to use. It's point and click. Full
cool.
undo redo support. And we actually have to make it very, very easy to make large maps. Like here, I can create a 6-player map very, very quickly. I can say, okay, now I want to make a 6-player map. Let's choose hills. And I can now place my avatars with a single click. And I can save this and play it right now. Now this is not the world's most interesting map, but it took me less than 30 seconds to make this. And it's got over 700 tiles.
Yeah.
Now we can, I can show you some of the maps we actually have. Like this one has the attack. This map has about 5,000 tiles and was built in 20 minutes using our editor.
Neat. That's awesome.
Yeah, and like it's extraordinarily powerful.
Yeah, so you're going to
really
have like community-driven kind of maps and stuff.
Exactly.
Maybe.
We'll have official maps, and we can do things like having competitions, submit your map, and the ones that we like the best, we'll ship as part of the as official map packs.
Awesome. So what's your business model? Do you guys solidified it yet, or
we're going to be? So right now we're doing alpha funding, so you can pre-order the game from our website or hear it from us at the show for a $5 discount. And we are going to be selling card packs as well. So if you pre-order the game now, if you pre-order early, we're going to give you a lot of cards. And then once we move the card vault online, you'll be able to purchase more cards, get them into your vault, and start playing with...
so different genres of army type things. And can you mix and match?
Yeah, absolutely. You can mix and match. We have currently we have one faction, which is the fantasy faction. It's so stuff like trolls and kobolds and sorceresses and what have you.
The typical fantasy tropes.
Exactly. And then our next faction, which is actually coming in our June build in about a week and a half, is going to be a horror faction. It's going to be vampires, werewolves, Cerberus, three-headed dogs, chainsaw slashers. Very horror themed. And then after that, we'll be coming out with a steampunk faction. And so all of this is what we're going to be doing for kind of our initial this is our
official launch,
first build.
Yeah.
And then we have lots of ideas to where to go from there. So it's
sky's the limit, really.
Yeah, there's a lot. We have a lot of places we can go. We're itching to do.
How many people in your company? Oh, three guys.
All 3 of us.
Who's the artist?
Delaney is my artist.
Nice. Looks really good. And then programmer.
I'm the lead.
You're the coder and marketing.
Marketing,
business,
sound design.
Business.
Because we're so small.
The sweeper.
Yeah, we all have to wear multiple hats. Delaney's been doing our server programming. Dave has also been doing some programming and arts, and he does all our sound and marketing and.
That's really cool. I like seeing small teams. I used to work on Duke Nukem, and it was not fun.
Yes.
You can get a thing done with 3 people. So and it looks really cool.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
Very much. So are we. We love our game.
When do you guys think it'll be fully? I guess you're going to PAX,
and
then probably release soon after that, official. If you get on Steam, I don't see why you wouldn't get on Steam.
Yeah, official release probably November, December. Towards the end of the year.
Oh, so late. Okay. And then by then you'll have maybe a few more armies or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll have a lot more kind of fancy. We're gonna actually the minions, as you can see right now, they're kind of posed, and we want to keep that animation thing. But what we want to do is actually have them come to life once an arch
walking
and then go
attacks.
Back. Yeah.
Okay, like a battle chess, old battle chess kind of thing.
So they're going to be miniatures, and then all of a sudden they're going to start to attack and then come back into the pose if they survived.
And even doing things like when they die, instead of just doing the park climb action, actually like knocking them down and then they lift up from the ground. There's a lot of polished stuff.
So polishing and like tweaking and stuff. But it's cool that it's playable now and like ready to go. Yeah.
Fantasy, for example, even though it's in that pose, it's not like it's actually fully rigged and ready to go. It's just there's a lot of animation stuff that has to go. It's not just the animations; it's all the tech to say play this animation if you die, if you don't die. Like it's more than just the animation.
Particles at this point in time in the animation. It's there.
Are you guys using? Is that an engine or is that?
We built our game off of Ogre for graphics, F-Mod for sound, and a bunch of other kind of little pieces.
Okay, so it's not like Unity engine. It's like a combination of different pieces and parts.
We found that actually works really well for our style of game development.
Awesome. Well, it looks really cool. I'm excited to play it.
Thank you.
So, Thank you for the demo.
Absolutely,
Appreciate it. Do you mind if I post this on Board Game Geek?
Oh, please
do.
I hope it came out. The sound maybe, we'll see.